One of life's greatest pleasures is sleeping under the stars. There's something that just feels natural about sleeping outdoors. Imagine waking up to a panoramic view of the fjords of Norway, or falling asleep to the sound of the waves crashing on the beach in Mexico. You just can't get that experience in a hostel dorm. In this video, I'll show why you should travel with a tent. Check out the hostel and spend a few nights camping on your next trip. While planning my first trip abroad, I was facing a difficult dilemma. I knew that I didn't want to overpack. At the same time, I wanted to bring my tent just in case I had the opportunity to camp. I knew that everything I packed I would have to carry on my back for the next few months, so I wanted to keep weight down as much as possible. Everyone was telling me that I didn't need to bring a tent for a backpacking trip to Europe. I brought the tent anyway. In the end, I was glad I did. Here's why. One reason I started traveling with a tent initially was to save money. I'm a budget traveler. The less I spend, the longer and further I can travel. Accommodation cost is the most expensive part of any trip, even though hostels are known for being a cheap place to stay. The cost adds up fast, particularly if you're traveling in an expensive region like North America or Western Europe. I'll start off by admiring that I'm a city person. I thoroughly enjoy all of the comforts cities offer, including restaurants, climate control, and comfy beds. When traveling, I always try to visit every country's capital so I can meet local people and learn about the culture. Many tourist destinations allow camping on site for a small fee. This means that you get to enjoy the site in the early morning and evening when they're not packed with tourists. You also get to experience these destinations during the night, which few other tourists get to see. When traveling with a tent, you are carrying your accommodation around on your back. You are completely self-sufficient. You don't have to fear not being able to find a hotel or hostel at the end of the day. This removes a lot of stress and allows you to travel places that you otherwise wouldn't get to go. I'll start off by saying I love staying in hostels. Over the years, I've probably stayed in over 100. Hostels offer a comfortable place to stay for a reasonable price. Fellow guests are often an interesting mix of people from around the world. With that being said, I have to admit that sometimes I start feeling like a stereotype when staying in hostels. Most tourists arrive in the country and travel along a set tourist trail. This is the trail that group tours, overland tours, and most backpackers follow. In some countries, it's difficult to explore off-the-trail destinations. The great thing about camping is that you can do it almost anywhere. With practice and a bit of luck, you'll always be able to find a suitable spot to pitch your tent, even while traveling in the busy summer season. It may take an hour or two of searching to find a campsite, but I've never failed to find a decent spot. Many people don't know this, but a few countries have laws that allow you to legally camp for free pretty much anywhere. These beautiful laws are called right to roam. The idea is that every person should be free to experience nature and enjoy the country's land, even if it's privately owned. I think this is a great idea. Help more countries adopt it in the future. Also known as rough camping or stealth camping. Wild camping is another free camping method. Basically, you just find a hidden spot, pitch your tent, and stay the night, and hope that nobody finds you or asks you to leave. Many hostels and hotels allow you to camp in your tent on their property for a reduced rate. For example, if a hostel charges $10 for a bed, they may allow you to camp for $5. In this case, you still have full access to the hostel's amenities, such as bathroom, kitchen, and common area. This depends entirely on the country. In many places, police and emergency workers are very friendly and helpful to tourists. Sometimes they will allow you to camp outside the station. Sometimes they'll help you find a suitable place to camp. Most cities and tourist attractions have a campground nearby where you can pitch your tent for a fee. Many have bathrooms and a small shop. Prices range from just a couple of dollars for primitive sites to over $30 for full-service campsites in expensive country. From the time I started traveling, I almost always pack the tent. Even though I'm not a particularly outdoorsy person, I still love camping. On those few trips where I left my tent at home, I ended up kicking myself every time I spotted a killer campsite. These days, I always carry my tent, even if I know I'll rarely use it. After you start camping, there is no going back. You'll save money, fall in love with the great outdoors, and experience something new every time. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.